In the heart of Ijoland, nestled along the banks of a sacred river, lies the village of Ogbafon. The village is surrounded by lush tropical forests, where towering trees, ancient and wise, stretch their limbs towards the sky. The river, calm and deep, flows steadily through the land, weaving the lives of the villagers together. It is more than just a river to the people of Ogbafon. It is their protector, their guide, and the very spirit that sustains them. Each year, as the sun sets behind the towering trees, the villagers gather for the most important event of the year, the sacrifice by the water. The air is thick with the sounds of life, the rustling of palm leaves, the murmur of the river, and the voices of villagers coming together. The men wear woven skirts and bead necklaces, while the women adorn themselves in brightly colored wraps and headscarves. The village is alive with the energy of devotion and tradition as the sacred ritual begins. At the center of the gathering stands Keme, the son of the village chief, Olu. Keme, strong and handsome, is the pride of Ogbafon. He is to inherit his father's position as leader of the village, a role that carries great responsibility. But in his heart, Keme carries a secret, a love forbidden by tradition. Ame, a woman of humble birth, is the one Keme loves. Her wisdom and beauty set her apart from the other women in the village. She wears a brightly patterned wrapper and a headscarf, her eyes filled with a quiet strength. Despite their love, tradition dictates that Keme must marry a woman chosen by his father, a woman of high status and lineage. But Keme cannot forget him. Their love is a quiet defiance, a bond that grows stronger with each passing day. One evening, under the soft glow of the moon, Keme and Ame stand together by the river. The calm waters reflect the stars above, and the air is thick with unspoken words. Keme takes Ame's hand, his heart heavy with the weight of his duty. Ame, he whispers, "My heart is torn. My father has promised me to another, but I cannot live without you. We were born for each other. No tradition can change that." Ame looks at him with a mixture of love and sorrow. "I have always known this, Keme. But what will become of us? If the river does not bless us, we may lose everything." The time for the sacrifice by the water arrives, and the villagers prepare for the ritual. The elders gather, dressed in ceremonial robes, and lay offerings of fruits, shells, and animals near the river. The air is thick with the chanting of prayers, and the firelight flickers in the night. The river, once calm, begins to stir, as if aware of the sacred offerings being laid at its feet. Keme watches from the crowd, his heart heavy. He knows that his moment has come, the moment to choose between his love for Ame and the future of his people. He feels the weight of his duty pressing on him, but his love for Ame is undeniable. And so, in that moment of indecision, he steps away from the crowd and walks toward the river, holding the sacred offerings in his hands. The villagers gasp in shock as Keme steps into the river. The water, once serene, begins to churn violently. The wind picks up, howling like an angry spirit. The sky darkens, and thunder rumbles in the distance. The storm stirs, a physical manifestation of the conflict between tradition and love. Keme, standing firm in the water, raises his hands to the sky. "River of my ancestors," he calls out, his voice trembling, "I stand before you not as the son of the chief, but as a man who loves with all his heart. I ask for your blessing, not just for me, but for the woman I love. Let this offering be a symbol of my devotion." The storm rages, but Keme does not falter. Ame, frightened but resolute, steps forward, her face filled with both fear and love. She joins Keme, standing beside him in the swirling water. Together, they offer their devotion to the river, asking for forgiveness, for their love, and for the future of their people. Ame, the river is angry. Keme shouts over the roar of the storm, "We must return. We cannot sacrifice ourselves for love." "No," Keme replies, his voice steady. "This is my sacrifice. Our love must be stronger than fear. I will not let go of you." The river's fury intensifies, and the villagers, now desperate, watch from the shore. Their prayers grow louder, and in the distance, the sacred stone idols of their ancestors seem to glow, their ancient eyes watching over the ritual. The storm is at its peak, and yet Keme and Ame remain unyielding, holding each other in the swirling chaos of the water. Suddenly, as if in response to their unwavering devotion, the storm begins to calm. The river's turbulence subsides, and the winds die down. The rain fades into a gentle mist, and the sky clears, revealing a blanket of stars. The calm after the storm is profound, as if the river has accepted their offering, their sacrifice. Keme and Ame stand together, their hearts racing, but filled with hope. The villagers, once afraid, now see the miracle before them. They gather at the riverbank, embracing one another, united in the strength of love and faith. Kim's father, Olu, steps forward, his face softened by understanding. But in love, he says, his voice full of respect, I see now that tradition can evolve, that love can lead us forward. The village of Ogbafon begins a new chapter. No longer bound by fear, the people embrace a future where love, sacrifice, and tradition are not separate forces but interwoven into the fabric of their existence. As the river flows serenely through the land, it carries with it the promise of a brighter tomorrow for all who dare to love and sacrifice.
Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to click the subscribe button for more